Well, good evening, everybody, and it's good to see everybody here in the chat already. And furthermore, I want to say a big shout out and hello to all the three-letter agencies that have been listening to me over the last several months. So, shout out to everybody that's working those late burning hours trying to get the information that's being passed on through social media. And of course, the Nighthawk High Stranges podcast channel, and anybody connected to the channel. So, that being said, I'm going to get into the disclaimer because YouTube obviously has a problem too with honesty and integrity and other things. So, this may be the last program you hear on YouTube. Um, because they removed one of my programs earlier this week and said that it was infringing upon some of their ethics and codes. And all we talked about last time was basically the water and portals issue, and we're going to cover that again tonight since they removed the first one. Anyways, the copyright disclaimer is this channel may use some copyrighted material sometimes without specific authorization of the owner, but contends that it falls under the fair use, okay, which is the Copyright Act of 1976. Nighthawk High Strangeness podcast channel and all the podcasts on the channel, including the music, declare fair use of any and all content, including the music YouTube, to be used for the purposes such as criticism, which they hate, commentary, which they hate, news reporting, which they hate, teaching and research, which they hate, parody and entertainment value, which sometimes they hate and sometimes they don't, which is strange to me. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, herein known as the fair use. All right, now that I got that out of the way. And by the way, YouTube, it's on the bottom of the screen in the banner so you can read it. All righty. Let's see. Let me get that off of there and say hello to everybody. And we got Eric too here. Good to see my brother. He's been working hard and long hours, burning that midnight oil, taking care of all those people out in the Missouri Badlands out that way. So let's give him a big hello. And good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too, my bro. All I got to say is,
are you ready?
Hey, Daryl.
Oh, gee. Oh, man. All right. We got, I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but earlier this evening, about, a little bit more than an hour or so ago, David and Melissa in the chat and I were on Daniel Benoit's radio program through the ECBRO radio network, which is on Spotify and Spreaker and several other ones, and even on YouTube. So look it up. We had a very interesting conversation, which, I kind of disclosed some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about tonight. I've been doing a lot of research lately. I've been burning the midnight oil and then some. Information that basically YouTube removed from my podcast channel without written permission from me, claiming that it violated some stupid policy that they have. And honestly, YouTube, you can suck it. Anyways, that being said, we are going to get into the whole portals thing again. And we're going to get into a lot of the, how do I want to say this without being censored? written, documented biblical theories and stuff on some of this stuff. And we're going to be getting into CERN a little bit tonight, too, and what that means. Okay. That being said, I want to say so. Starting off with that guy from the Bizarre and the Unknown, Griff, good to see you. Don, good to see you. There's Melissa, good to see you, Shen Valley girl. And David, good to see you on here. Demaria, good to see you. Let's see who else we got in here. We got probably Roxanne's got to be in here somewhere.
No, there
Let's
she is.
see.
Hey, Roxanne.
There she is. Yeah. All right. Daryl, good to see you. All right. Let's see here. Who else we got? Yeah. There's Roxanne. And we know David's in here. So, I want to say good evening to everybody. And if you get a chance, check out ECBRO Radio YouTube channel. And they're also on Spotify, I believe, and Spreaker. And his channel gets broadcast all around the world. So if you're in another country, check it out. Trust me, you're going to enjoy that one because David and I, and Melissa, we all, and Daniel, we revealed quite a bit. And we got on, hey, Lauren, good to see you. We revealed quite a bit of the connections with the giants and the Nephilim and the whole biblical aspect, kind of Bigfoot stuff and all the weird stuff that's been going on lately. So we got into some really serious subject matter. So it was a really good podcast. But we must continue, Eric. We must continue. Until the last breath is out of this body, we have got to continue because there's so much going on that we are not told. And it's been that way for the better part of 1,000 years. So, anyways, yeah, and it's, like we've always said, society's built on top of other societies. We find buildings and stuff all the time and ancient rocks and stuff and ancient giant trees and giants and all kinds of stuff being found all over the place. Egyptian artifacts found in the Grand Canyon, which has anybody ever explained that? So, there's so many questions, all right? And a lot of it, there's this theory out there called the Matrix theory. And we all know, we've heard it 100 times before. The Matrix theory is you take the blue pill or the red pill and you basically make your reality as you see it. And it's all, AI generated and all this theory. And as soon as we break free from the Matrix, reality is not what it seems. And there is a lot to do with that. There's a lot of honesty in that. What I've been researching lately is, and pardon me if I get out of breath tonight, folks, because I'm doing the other podcast and stuff is kind of making me short-winded. Thank you, Roxanne. Yes, please subscribe, like, and share, and hit that thumbs up if you would, please. But Facebook and YouTube. Facebook has been more cooperative lately, is I guess the best way to put it. Juno, brother, good to see you. They've been more cooperative with letting us speak our mind than YouTube has lately. And YouTube has definitely been ticking me off lately, Eric. I don't know. There's no other way to put it. They have violated civil rights, the freedom of speech for too long, the freedom to discuss religion too long, mean, you name it. Okay. Um, Anybody that knows me knows that I speak my mind, and I don't give a rat's ass who it offends or whatnot. Okay. Because I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to please the creator. Okay. So that being said, we're going to get into some aspects of
Francisco.
portals, CERN, and some of that stuff. Okay. So buckle up, buttercups, because we're going to go on a ride. Okay. Jessica, good to see you. Demaria, good to see you. Um, I kind of disclosed it tonight on ECBR radio. The whole water subject is fascinating when you think about it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I have done you guys have no idea how much midnight oil I'm burning on this, as far as researching it and trying to uncover certain aspects of things and to see logically why things are happening. And by the way, it's now currently 11:11, and I'm disclosing it. So for all you numerologists out there, you might want to notate that. Um, Means
Hey,
new
it's 10:11.
information. Yeah. It's 11:11 on the East Coast, 10:11 on Central. But yeah, anyways, water, and water has a big part to do with portals. It has a big influence in the paranormal. It has a big influence in the missing people. It has a big influence in finding cryptids, because where you find water, you're going to find cryptids, because without water, they can't survive. Okay. Just like when I tell everybody, when you go out into the woods or in the mountains and stuff, and you don't know where water is, follow the birds. The birds will always nest near water. Okay. So that little piece of advice, Juno should know that. Cryptid Hunters, I'm sure, knows that. So that being said, water, when you think about the fountain of youth and all that, there's that connection too with the past. Okay. But water has a lot to do with portals. Okay. And I've been preaching this for a long time, folks. And a lot of people that are in prominent positions are getting pretty pissed off at me for talking about it so much and making my voice heard, as much as possible on it, because they want to keep it a secret. Okay. They can utilize water for portals. They can utilize water for energy. Did you know, for instance, that if you take water, put it in a mason jar, okay, and you take salt and you put a couple tablespoons of salt in that mason jar of water, okay, and you shake it up real good with the lid on it, and you drill a hole in the top of it. You take a light and you put two pieces of copper wire on it. You drop it in the water in the jar. That light bulb will light. Did you know that water has that kind of electricity and energy within it? That's pretty amazing. And the reason I bring that up is because water can also be used for time travel, opening portals, um, basically any type of energy, free energy you want. Okay. Without water, mankind, humanity would not survive. Without water, animals would not survive in the wild. Okay. Water is pretty prominent in every aspect of our lives. Okay. Including the paranormal and supernatural. Okay. And the cryptid. Now, that being said, I'm trying to think of how to word this. Um, Whatever your religious beliefs are, please don't be offended when I talk about this, okay? So I don't want to offend anybody. This is strictly my own research, my own opinion, and this is for entertainment value only, okay? So please bear with me. Um, Not to mention I'm having trouble getting the words. Water in the Bible, everything was created from water, okay? In the Bible, the beast of the sea, the air quoted Antichrist, is supposed to rise from water. Did we know that? Those of you that know your Bible. Lucifer was cast out of the heavens, plural, the heavens, okay, to the bottomless pit into the sea. Did we know that? So, that being said, there is a supernatural connection, an angelic connection, a demonic connection to water. Okay. Now, water is the sole thing other than granite boulders where people end up missing when they're out on their own. Okay, alone walking in God knows where, mostly the national parks. And we all know there's a lot of weird crap going on in the national parks. We'll get into that too tonight. But yeah, water is a big, big marker when it comes to missing people. And I do believe that if you research it enough, you research the Bible enough, and I know I get on this subject of the Bible a lot, but you know, being Native American, I study as much as I can on a lot of the religions and stuff in the world. And, you know, I find the connections to what's happening today very, very informative. Okay. And very, very, how do I want to say, enlightening, Eric, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
So how many of us that research the Bible know what the city of Satan is in the Bible? Did you know that it's Geneva, Switzerland? Geneva, Switzerland in the Bible is where Satan is said to reside. And what else resides in Geneva, Switzerland, everybody in the chat? Do you know? CERN. CERN is located in Geneva, Switzerland. Imagine that. And what has CERN been messing with lately? And the Vatican? Portals. Now, it's amazing. There is one event that happens every time somebody turns up missing. One event, okay, that always happens when somebody turns up missing, especially in national parks and on federal land, okay, when they go off by themselves. And what is that? It's inclement weather. It's blizzards. It's downpours of rain. It's lightning and rain and thunder and you name it, high winds, anything and everything connected to water. Okay. So when I make these conclusions and stuff on my own that water is the key, I basically am stating it because of what my research has concluded. Okay. In order to break free from your reality currently and escaping the controlled narrative by the controllers, as I like to call them, okay, they've been known as the Illuminati, they've been known as the Cabal, the reptilians, the devil's minions. They have several different names, including the three-letter agencies. Okay, so I'll leave it at that on that note. But did you realize, Eric, and everybody in the chat, the connection that water has to everything? I mean, it's amazing. It is literally amazing if you think about it. We're baptized in water. You know, holy water is used in a lot of the paranormal activity to cleanse. You know, salt coming from the earth and from water. You know, sea salt especially is used in ceremony. You know, so I mean, it's amazing the connections you can make to water and everything that's happening nowadays. And then you throw CERN into the mix and we got a problem. What do you think about that, Eric?
Well, I mean, think about it. When we're doing paranormal activity, what is two of the main ingredients that we're looking for, natural ingredients that we're looking for when there's a high paranormal activity event going on. What is
Right.
generally one of two, if not both things that's connected to it? That's water and granite.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
water is a conductor. Water is a solvent. Water is the only element that can be both or all three, a liquid, a solid, and a gas.
Yep.
Only element.
Yep.
I mean, it tells you a
Exactly.
lot.
Yep. And
So,
you know,
I mean,
the fact that a lot of the stuff that is happening is coming from the oceans and the seas, when it comes to these things that we see coming out of the sea, these orbs or these so-called crafts going into the water and out of the water, that makes it even more almost confirming that the water is a traveling portal that they're using.
mhm.
Somehow they're using the energy, maybe from the water itself or the life force from the water, to generate an opening to another dimension, another reality, whatever you want to call it, another time. It's amazing when you think about it. And we've been experiencing these USOs for so long, being in the military. I mean, I've experienced them, being on a ship and, and in aircraft and stuff, and observing them, and it's amazing when you think about it. It actually makes sense. And now they're saying that a lot of the stuff coming out of the oceans, in the depths of the oceans, that we have never been able to even get to because we would be crushed by the pressures and stuff in the submersibles. Now they're saying a lot of these entities coming out of the water are demonic spirits or fallen angels and stuff like that. And Nephilim spirits were also brought up. Um, there's so many connections to it, and now that we're seeing all these orbs in the sky and stuff over certain areas of the United States and other countries, around the world, and what's going on in Cali, you know, you got to make there's some kind of supernatural connection to all this going on.
Oh man. Well, I just thought of something too that I didn't think about. In a nippy, when you're having a sweat, what is one of the main things we use to purify the body?
Yeah, the
Both
water.
before and during the nippy. Water.
Yeah, well, the breath of the Mother Earth's breath. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, water is the life force of Mother Earth. That is the blood, or I should say, the blood of Mother Earth. It is the life force from us.
Yep.
There's a reason why, not just in Native American lure, but lure all around the world, water is vital. If you are lost in the wilderness and you come across a river, you follow that river, what are you going to find along that river? You're going to find civilization.
Yep. Yep. And when you think about Sue, good to see you, Sue. That's funny. Griff, Griff, I don't know what to say to Griff, man. The fallen demonics and ex-wives. Oh my God.
I mean,
yeah.
Water is used in everything. The Great Pyramid of Giza has been proven that it was a electrical conductor. What was used in it? Water and salt.
Yeah. True. Very true. Yeah.
Gundy.
And one of the Cherokee ceremonies that I teach people to do is the 7 dunk ceremony, which is you go to a river or a stream and you find yourself a swimming hole to actually immerse yourself in water, and you go down in the water completely 7 times, and you come up with your hands raised and you say a prayer for someone or something else 7 times in a row. Okay. So 7 is a very significant number when it comes to water, um,
Yeah.
and ceremony. So and Native people have been using that water in ceremony several different ways. Not just in a nipi or a sweat lodge, even during Vision Quest, Humbletia, when we
Mm-hmm.
sit out and somewhere for 3 or 4 days at a time, for anywhere from 48 hours to 72 hours long without any food. But the one thing we will have is a gallon of water with sage in it. Okay. Making again that
I need to
connection
do.
on how important that water is for the spiritual aspect of humanity and for the people.
I need to do a Vision Quest here soon.
Hmm. If I was
I
out
need
there,
to
I'd
do a
help you.
sweat. Yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I mean,
I just found it
water
very,
is.
very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, but it's used in everything. I mean, it really is. You can move stuff with it. You can dissolve stuff with it. You can lubricate stuff with it. You can cool things with it. You can keep yourself alive with it. I mean, it's just the list goes on and on and on. So I mean, it's obvious to me, my mindset,
Yeah.
my thinking, obvious to me. Water is a key element for anything, not just supernatural, paranormal, but in life itself. Hey, Dead Wolf.
Yeah. Doing Dead Wolf. Yeah, it's gotten to the point where it's actually part of every weird thing that's going on in the world right now. Think about it.
Yeah.
Even the so-called you know FIREs in Cali, um,
Hmm.
big part water played in that, and water didn't play in it, if you know what I mean, because it was
Oh yeah.
regulated a certain way. Um, so water is definitely one of the connections, and I think the more we travel down that route, especially with the missing people and portals, I think we're going to get more answers than questions. I really do. If you think
Yeah.
about the Book of Enoch turning the daughters of man into mermaids as a way to punish them for their breeding with the fallen ones, that itself, makes them almost like a fae, um, in water. And we all,
Mhm.
being Native American, we have stories of water babies. Now, water babies are actually fae. Okay, they're like kind of like a kind of like an evil leprechaun that lives in water. Okay, picture that. Okay. Um,
Mhm.
then we have other things, like let's see, the Nadam Konawet, which is a malevolent male being, type of a water spirit, entity being that is spotted around the world, that basically is said to take children from the water's edge and people when they're alone from the water's edge. So water is definitely important. We need to figure out, if it goes beyond that. So yeah, water babies are in Pyramid Lake in Nevada. Yes, actually, if you research it too, you'll find water babies are in pretty much every river and stream, west of the Mississippi. Um, so yeah, there's that connection, definitely, definitely, Jessica. It's just I'm getting to the point where I'm burned out because I'm trying to research this so much, because I'm trying to make these connections, and trying to figure out where it all is going to end up, if you know what I mean. Um,
Yeah.
so
I mean,
that being said, you go ahead
the
and take
list, the
over.
list,
Get I gotta get
yeah.
something to drink. Hold on.
The list for water, man, is just it's endless. I mean, it goes on and on and on with the connections. So Yeah, water babies. Um, but there's so many spirits that's tied to water, both good and bad. Um, you got the rain dance, you got the thunder stick. All that stuff is Native American stuff used to bring about water. Um, I mean, you got songs, you got prayers, you got offerings. And if you think about it, water has been tied to us from the most ancient of civilizations. People has either sacrificed for it or done other offerings for it, or the I'm trying to think of something else I know I'm missing. But water, they was a huge part of their lives from their customs and their ceremonies that they did dealt around water. Um,
Yeah.
what is the whirlpool? I mean, think about a whirlpool. That thing is damn near like a freaking black hole. Whatever goes in
Yeah.
it ain't coming back. You
Yeah.
know?
Some of those whirlpools are called vortexes if you can make that connection too to portals. Um,
Yeah.
it's and I've actually seen basically water vortexes is what we called them back when I was in the military. And I've seen them actually go in reverse from, like if you ever watch your
Mhm.
toilet when you flush it, it goes, clockwise, where we live.
Mhm.
On the other side of the world, it goes counterclockwise. All right. Um,
Yeah.
but I've actually seen them in this part of our world going counterclockwise in the ocean. So that tells you right there that water's going to do what it wants to do. It seeks the least resistance, okay? But yet it is a conductor of such a powerful energy that it embodies it elevates the paranormal activity in haunted locations big time, especially if it's
Gee.
near a river or a stream and you have a thunderstorm on top of it, then you really
Dude,
got it.
thunderstorm brings out the paranormal activity. With all
Yeah,
that electricity
exactly.
in the air plus the water, oh man,
Hmm.
thunderstorms
Yep,
bring out tons of paranormal activity.
yep, exactly. But yeah, it's amazing the amount of connections you can make.
Mhm.
There is something I wanted to disclose while we've got everybody on here. Forest County, PA is having that Bigfoot Fest June 6th, 7th, and 8th of 2025 if you're in Pennsylvania. Um, June 20th and 21st is the ECBRO Wires Cave Bigfoot Conference. And honestly, I just noticed earlier today or no, yesterday, as a matter of fact, Daniel posted that he's going to have the Renaissance um, fair type of activity there too. So anybody interested in that? ECBRO, you go to what is it? ECBRO 98 for the email 98. I think it's gmail.com. David and Melissa know it. They could post it in the chat if they want to. But they're having a May camp out in a very I'll just say a very interesting area of the national forest, and I urge anybody that's in the area to make that camp out too, because it's going to be a good one. Um, you know, and then they have a Bigfoot Fest coming up too in Sutton, West Virginia. I can't remember the exact dates of it, but I'm sure you can look it up. But I wanted to go over those real quick with everybody and let everybody know about that. If anybody else knows about any events coming up, just
Uh,
post it in the chat. You have my permission to. So,
just a heads up, DA and I could not do that paranormal investigation at Springfield Commercial Club on the 10th because I had to work. So it's postponed till next Friday, the 24th.
okay.
And we've got another one in the books that we're possibly going to be able to do, and that's going to be a solo night paranormal investigation of Wilson's Creek on August 10th, the anniversary of Wilson's Creek. I've been talking with the park ranger, waiting on the paperwork. I've got to get a list of the equipment, people going, how long we're going to be there. This is going to cost us. We're going to have to pay out of pocket to do this paranormal investigation, but I think it'll be a good one. So we're looking at that. If everything works out right, that's going to be August 10th. And we may be able to go live, especially during that investigation. We may be able to go live. As far as the Springfield Commercial Club, I'm not sure yet, but everything works out right. When we do Wilson's Creek, we should be able to go live while we're filming and doing the investigation.
Okay, Griff just posted. Yeah, I was going to say Griff just posted that Penn, Ohio Festival, March 29th. So yeah, if anybody in the Ohio area might want to check that out. Anything else going on is you guys have my permission to post it in the chat. Okay. But yeah, when you make that connection with CERN too, and the portals, then you also think about what the Pope did, just before Christmas, opening up, what was it, 5 portals or 4 portals? And just, I don't know if anybody watched it, but if you watched it and looked at the Pope's face, the expression on his face, the fear that he showed, he's not a holy man. If he was a holy man, he wouldn't be showing that kind of fear. He showed fear like I've never seen. And, anybody that's taught to deal with the supernatural or the paranormal, whether it's me, whether it's you, Eric, or whether it's, Dennis or Jessica or anybody out there, we're taught basically not to show fear, because that shows that you're weak. Okay. And the spirit world, the supernatural, the paranormal world, the entities, the beings that we deal with in every aspect of it will seize that opportunity, okay, to very much either attach itself to you, Michelle, good to see you, or follow you and make it very, very difficult for you or your loved ones. Okay. I lost a very dear friend of mine this past week, and I wasn't going to bring this up, but Bear from Night Stalkers Paranormal, he was also a brother, Eric, just so you know. And he will be missed greatly. That man touched so many lives with his knowledge and just his way of treating people. And my heart goes out to Billy and Tanya and everybody that's part of the Night Stalkers and down there in the Octagon Hall area. I believe it's Kentucky. And, just keep them all in your prayers. And Mama Bear, keep her in your prayers. It's not easy when we lose a loved one. We've all probably been there. Okay. Now, the one condolence I can make to comfort people is that when we leave this disease susceptible body, this flesh and blood and bone, it's not the end. It's only the beginning. Okay. And mark my words, you will see each other again. Definitely. Okay. Definitely you will see each other again. Never think that you are separated. That with virtue has brought together, death shall not separate. So remember that.
We just lost a co-worker last Friday.
But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, there's no such thing as death. So, it's just a mere change of worlds. That's all it is. And it doesn't matter what faith you have. Okay. I'm big into the Bible. I'm big into, claiming Jesus as my savior and all that. But at the longest time, I wasn't. I was the epitome of evil. I was not in a good place. Okay. And that carried over into my military career too, by the way, just so you know. I wasn't the nicest of persons in the military either. So just putting that out there. Okay. But since then I've changed, and I've been getting a lot of requests from people to help them with certain supernatural entities, paranormal entities, a lot of elemental problems, a lot of, and you all have heard me talk about the shadow realm and how some people call it the veil, and everybody says the veil's thinning, the veil's ripped or torn open, and all this. And a lot of that's blamed on CERN and several other different things, which is true. Okay. But I know it as the shadow realm. Okay. And whenever I reference the shadow realm, that's what I mean, is I mean that veil. The veil is, just picture it as another layer. They say that there's 7 levels to heaven. Okay. And I picture the veil kind of like purgatory. Okay. Kind of like yeah, Griff, you're right about that. You're right. Definitely can bring the bad out in people. But I was bad before the military, so just so you know,
Didn't like
man.
working with
Yeah, I was definitely I was into the dark arts of the Native American spiritual path. Let's put it that way. Now I use the medicine to protect people that are having problems with certain entities and certain beings that are happening, and I've had a lot of requests lately, and that's why I've been kind of burned out lately, to tell you the truth. That's why I've missed a couple podcasts, because my energy level gets zapped when I do that. Okay. um, when you're up for hours on end, in the middle of the night, and you're praying, and you're singing the prayers, and you're doing doing the smoke and stuff, and a lot of the prayers that I do, it's more of a manifestation thing. And those of you that know me know that I'm very big on the manifestation thing. We have that ability in us. Okay. We don't need any special music to listen to. We don't need any special frequencies. That ability is within us. Okay. Been there, done it several hundred times. Okay. And it works. Okay. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. So, and we all know that. We all know that story. Um, so yes, I'm very big in the manifestation. Um, and water, being a big part of our ceremonies too, I'm not going to divulge anybody's name that I've been helping, but if they listen to this podcast, even later on after the live's over, I want them to know that I'm not done yet, that I'm still doing it for the next couple days. And the entities that they're dealing with will be dealt with very harshly. So just so you know, I just put that out there. Um, on that note, getting back into the CERN thing, um, I've said it probably a couple hundred times already in the past, but CERN, I don't know who gave them permission to mess with everybody's life in this world. Okay. Did they go to every government in the world, every country in the world, every state in America? Did they go door to door and say, hey, we're from Geneva, Switzerland, and we'd like to do these experiments, and and it could jeopardize everybody's safety. We could blow up our world, or we could, shift us into another reality. just by doing experiments, or we can bring something evil into the world that existed years ago. You know, I don't recall them ever doing that. They never asked for permission, but yet they're doing it. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. I was typing big last name in and boom. Let me see this one here. Let me see. William, I feel the human race has lost a lot of abilities our ancestors had. Yes, Roxanne, you are absolutely right. And I still have to put together that video. Maybe that's something that David and Melissa can help me with. Whenever the weather breaks. Working with your energy of your body, your chi, your karma, whatever you want to call it, your aura. You know, the human body. We are just a vast vessel of just energy. Okay, and that's why we are connected to water. You know, we're made in a certain way to utilize that energy for good and for evil. It's our choice. That's why we have free will. Okay. That being said, as David and Melissa and I and Daniel talked earlier, you know, questioning everything is good. Okay. Especially when you're trying to rationalize something that you really can't understand. In all my years of dealing with Bigfoot and other cryptids and the paranormal and supernatural, I've had to discern the difference between flesh and blood and supernatural. Okay. And sometimes that trying to figure that out is very complicated. Okay. The only advice I can give people on discerning the difference is you have to watch with every sense that your body is given. Okay. You have to use your visualization. You have to use your sense of smell. You have to use your sense of touch, how the environment feels around you. You have to, you have to listen. Listening has a lot to do with it. When we read signs, when we're out tracking, whether it's wild game or whether it's a cryptid, we just don't look at the path in front of us. We look at the path all around us. Okay. We look at the tops of the trees, the middle of the trees, the bottom of the trees. We look at the grasses, the leaves, we look for that one thing that's out of place. One thing that shouldn't be within that visual, that we see. And we make that connection that's the way that this game or whatever we're tracking went to. Okay. We have to approach our individual investigations and research the same way. Not only do we have to question everything, but we have to literally try to separate certain things too while we're doing it. There is a big stink being made now, and I don't know who this involves, and I really don't care because I don't get in the middle of anything. I'm too busy with everything else going on in my life that I don't worry about what goes on social media when it comes to groups and stuff. Sorry, that's just me. I don't get sucked into it. Okay. I'm me. I have my opinions from my research and my own experiences and encounters and the way I grew up. And, that may not mean a hill of beans to anybody else out there, but it means a lot to me. Okay. And in order for me to share my experiences means a lot. So but I'm definitely not going to get sucked into the middle of oh, Bigfoot's flesh and blood, or no, Bigfoot's part of the woo factor. He's interdimensional, and he travels through portals and stuff. And you know why? I've seen both. Okay. There is nothing in this world that states that any cryptid has to be solely flesh and blood. If that was the case, then why do we as human beings have not only a soul, but we have spirit? Okay. Think about it. There is, in ceremony when we do things, and Eric, you know this as well as anybody, and so does Jessica, because we've talked about it before on her program, which, by the way, I'm going to plug it, Jessica. So I hope you're listening. I want you all to go to War Woman Goods on Etsy.com and support Jessica. She's got some beautiful jewelry on there, by the way, and you all need to support her. Okay, she's good people, and I've got nothing but good thoughts for her and good prayers. So check it out, War Woman Goods on Etsy.com. Okay, for Jessica and all the stuff that she sells. And also check out, if you haven't subscribed to her channel, definitely Google it, and everything that she does is going to come up. Trust me, she's phenomenal. And the same with Legacy Discoveries. Angelique Benham is another one, like a sister to me. No, you're welcome, Jessica. You're welcome. Legacy Discoveries is another good group. Very, very, they're like family to me. So that's another good group to follow if you don't, on Facebook, or any other social media. Very, very informative. So, but yeah, it's one thing to discern the difference between flesh and blood cryptids and supernatural type of encounters per se. Okay. Yeah, Michelle, you're right. One thing that I've learned, okay, from all my encounters, and I hate to say this, I really do, but I'm 60 years old, okay, and I think I have a right to say it. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I mean, we're talking since I was like 4 years old. Okay, I've been doing the ceremonies. I've been doing the dark arts and all that growing up. I've interacted with supernatural beings on my property. I've interacted with probably every cryptid the world can see or think of on the property I grew up on. I've seen and done and interacted with so much. So that's why I started this whole podcast thing. I didn't start it for money. I didn't start it for fame. Certainly not fame. I'm not worried about fame. Trust me. And I imagine, my opinions and stuff and my research offend some people. I can see that happening. Okay. But honestly, if we go through this world with blinders on and only look at certain angles of things one way, we're never going to find out the truth, and Jessica knows too, and Eric knows. We've been lied to our whole lives. Think about it. I mean, nothing in history is exactly as it's written. Never.
History is written by the victor.
Yeah.
And the controller.
Well, it's like I said on Daniel's podcast earlier today, and David and Melissa can back me up on this. Back in the old days when it was the Roman, civilization was in charge of everything, every time the people started to get anxious and rebel against the Roman authority, they would throw out the Roman circus. They would open up the gladiator ring. They would throw out the lions, and entertain the people and keep them occupied while they did something else. Okay. Well, we have that going on today, folks. I hate to break it to you. What do you think? What do you think professional sports are? What do you think professional wrestling is? What do you think music concerts are? What do you think opera is? What do you think, Hollywood is? Think about it. It's the continuation of the same old Roman circus. And the one person that controls it all, and through, darker, evil, how do I want to say it? Satanic, Illuminati, reptilian, whatever you want to call them, controllers. The one influencer that they use the most is the Vatican. Think about it. It's the Vatican. Okay. People can call Freemasons and stuff in the Masonic order, evil or whatever they want to think. But I have found more evil in the development of religions around the world than I have any type of secret society. Okay, because these societies, they're not secret. Anybody can get in. That's just the falsity of it, the misinformation of it,
Masons ain't even a society, we're a fraternity.
Exactly. But they call it a secret society. And it's
we're not a society, we're a fraternity.
And I might as well show you this. Okay. See that? I don't know if you can read that. I don't know because it's blocking my view. But that is a certificate that I got. And it is multiple states Scottish Rite degree. Okay. So that being said, I kind of know what I'm talking about, folks. Okay. I am not interested in what happens to the world. Okay. Only interest I have in it is researching it and trying to stop the evil that is currently controlling the world. Okay. Yes. Do I believe that there is a secrecy of families through probably the Bohemian Grove and Bilderberg Foundation and all that? Yes, I do believe that. Yes, do I believe that they are connected to certain three-letter agencies that have infiltrated the news media and Hollywood and the music industry? Yes, I believe that. Okay. These are the evil that basically manipulate us every day of our lives through music, through visualization. They manipulate us through chemical additions and dyes and stuff within our food and our water. Okay, think about it. They have manipulated us since we were born. Okay. Mm-hmm. And, fraternities and secret societies like the Freemasons and stuff, or what's some of the other ones? International Odd Fellows, Order of the Odd Fellows, Moose Club, the Elks, the Eagles, Skull and Bones. Yeah. Who gives a rat's ass about that? Knights of Columbus is one of them from Catholicism, it doesn't matter. Okay. What matters is what's in here, what's in your heart, which I can't show you, but I'm pointing. We have to remember that, okay? We need to remember.
No, I guess that
Really
wouldn't
do.
work.
So, not everything is controlled by a lot of these societies, okay? And I may have offended some people, but I'm sorry for that. But I'm not evil. I don't seek the ruin of man. I don't seek the ruin of countries. I just think that we need equal justice. We need equal rights. We need the freedom of speech. We need the freedom of religion. Okay. And we need the freedom to protect ourselves. Okay. With pew pews. Okay. Um, that's just my own personal belief. Okay. That's me. Okay. So, if I offend everybody, I'm sorry. Okay. The power, and Griff, yeah, that's good. The power does corrupt. Absolute power corrupts. And we've seen that over the last what? How many years? Okay.
Well, I mean, so a lot of people don't realize, when the Titanic sank, that wasn't the real Titanic. That was a sister ship that was getting ready to be decommissioned. Who was on that ship? Four of the biggest money makers in the United States that was keeping the Rothschilds and Rockefellers out. The
Exactly.
sinking of the Titanic wasn't an accident. That was assassination to be able to bring in the Rothschilds and Rockefellers.
Yep. Did you know that back in the early 1800s, the United Kingdom's royal family was broke? Okay, they actually had no money in their royalty, whatever the banking system they had at the time. Okay, did you know that the Rothschilds approached them and said, "Listen, if you give us breeding rights with your bloodline, we will actually fund the royal family"? How many of us knew that? The Rothschilds. Did you know that the Rothschilds are the banking system? The three sons set out in three different directions throughout the world and opened up their own banking industries, but all worked together anonymously behind the scenes, controlling the world's economy. Did you know that? I mean, think about it. Okay. That's a lot. That is a lot. Okay. And, some of the biggest ones, in fact, I'm going to put it up on the screen. Here we go, folks. Some of the biggest controllers of our economy, right there. BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Berkshire Hathaway. Do you know that BlackRock is bigger than every nation in the world financially? Every nation.
I found out my retirement most of it was going to Vanguard. So I had to stop letting that company who handles my retirement handle it, and I had to do it myself and get myself off of that. Because the CEO of Vanguard was at the World Economic Forum talking about how he wants to bring in control of all housing. And if you don't obey their rules, they will kick you out of that housing. They want to control everything. That was the CEO of Vanguard at the World Economic Forum. And you can fact check all that you want because it is on YouTube.
Yep. Yeah. People don't understand, Griff. A lot of people can't comprehend what's going on in the world today. And a lot of it, I've said it before, with the whole Matrix thing, the red and the blue thing, okay? Think about it. Just take a look at the screen right now that you're watching, okay? Take a look at the logo for YouTube. What color is it? Take a look at the logo for Facebook. What color is it? Red and blue.
Yeah.
You got your red pill, you got your blue pill. Okay, now I'm going to show you something
Mhm.
here. I'm going to show you something here, okay? And I want you to basically just absorb this, okay? And kind of think of it as just a time to take a look at what we invest in every day of our lives, okay? Every penny we make, every penny we earn or saved goes to these corporations. How many colors do you see there, everybody? The two predominant colors in everything that we consume are red and blue. The red pill or the blue pill. There is no choice. They don't give us a choice. Do you know why they don't give us a choice? Because they could wipe out humanity and restart it all over again. See, slavery doesn't end just because we say we're not slaves anymore. Slavery ends when we bring them down. That's when slavery ends. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
what does that have to do with the cryptid field and the paranormal field and all that? Do your research. That's all I can say is do your research and follow the money. Okay. Follow the money and just do your research and find out what companies control the media that put out the paranormal stuff on TV and on the internet and the multimedia channels. Okay. Look at CBS. What's their symbol? The all-seeing eye. That one eyeball. Okay. What's on the dollar bill? That one eyeball. Why do you think they want to get rid of this stuff? They're sick and tired of having to explain it. Okay. And having to cover it up. Okay. They control everything. Red and blue. I'm telling you. Red and blue. Red and blue. The star of illumination on the shield for the CIA. The lettering of the United States of America is red. The star is red. The background is blue. Red and blue. I'm telling you, man, there is that connection. Okay. We just don't see it every aspect or every moment of our lives. We really don't. And it's pretty sad because we should really investigate where our money goes and who controls it because it's not us. It's certainly not us. Yeah, Griff, the
I
pyramid with
can
the eye above it. You're right.
I can't do nothing on my this computer screen is froze up and now I can't get anything to click off.
Yeah, great. Oh, they're going to be messing with us. Another thing that I talked about too, just so you all know, and I'm just putting this out there. Okay, this is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Okay, entertainment purposes only. Okay. I'm going to go through some pictures here and show everybody. They can't make it rain in a certain part of our country, but yet they can in everywhere else. Okay. Now, why would a well known actor do that to his face and post it? No one knows me. And he's got a tear. Yes, everybody, that's Jim Carrey. Okay. Is it because a certain three-letter agency controls him, tells him what to do, and everybody else what to do? Could be. Did you know that our world is not as it's supposed to be? I've got other pictures of this, but a lot of people don't understand. A lot of the stuff that they're seeing is generated falsely. In other words, it's a false education. Nothing is as it appears to be to us. Okay. And we need to realize that. We really do. There he is.
Yeah, what the hell, man? I froze all the way up.
Yeah, they're trying to shut us down because I noticed that it's getting to that time. But you know, we need to question everything. And David and Melissa said it several times tonight too, you know, that I say that a lot. And I do. I do repeat myself. But it's stuff that we need to know. You know, we need to know where we're going. We need to know why we are in the state that we're in, why we have the Mandela effect, why we know there's certain people out there that claim that they have been from another parallel time frame and brought to this time frame, you know, in this parallel world where things existed differently, okay? Which is the Mandela effect, you know? I blame CERN. I blame any facility around the world that is doing this type of activity that CERN's doing. Because there's more than just Geneva, Switzerland. In the United States alone, there's probably 7 or 8 of those facilities in our own country, in universities. So, you know, and that's not even including a lot of the garage scientists out there that are doing it in their garages with smaller units, you know. We have to understand that when certain entities control the populace of a world, of a nation, of a world, of a country, that they're only going to consider things working out for the ones in control. They don't give a rat's ass about the ones that aren't in control. The ones that pay their taxes, the ones that buy their consumer goods, the ones that pay their outrageous universities tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for a 4-year education. Okay. The ones that, well, I'll say it this way. The ones that are receiving the fog, the ones that are receiving the chemtrails are over the poorest populations of the world, the middle class and below. Okay. Apparently, they don't need us anymore. And I thought we made that clear with the last electoral, but apparently we didn't. So now we need, yes, for entertainment purposes only. That's correct, Riff. Thank you. Now we need to band together more than ever. They've kept us separated for too long. Too long. They separate us by religion. They separate us by our education. You know, they separate us by our skin color. You know, they separate us by our class. They give us certain classes, lower class, middle class. You know, it's ridiculous. And we let them get away with it for year after year after year. When are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up and realize that we're actually the ones in control, because without us, they don't have anything. Sure, they could take and wipe the slate clean, okay, like an old chalkboard, wipe the chalk off the board and start over. But if we stand up, if the ants only take the boot to the anthill so many times and the ants get pissed off enough to rebel, what's going to happen? That boot's going to get knocked up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. As long as we keep conforming to what we're being taught and told, because they're better than we are and they know more, because they're called scientists, or they're called politicians, or they're called CEOs, or whatever you want to call them, royalty. Okay, we're never going to have it our way if we keep on listening. If we keep, and I'm not saying, I'm not saying that we need to turn on them, but I'm saying that we need to say no. When the trucking industry wanted to stop gasoline or diesel fuel taxes and stuff, and being taxed on certain things that cost them an arm and a leg and lost them a lot of income, what did they do? Back in the day, they used to have convoys. Do you remember what a convoy was? Convoys were actually controlled public response to high prices, to taxation, to the lack of being actually appreciated. Okay. Like a caravan, correct, Lauren? Like a caravan, correct. As long as we keep giving that boot the permission, we're always going to be in the anthill getting kicked. That's just the way it's going to be. And there's going to be a few of us that speak up about it, and yes, this is just one podcast. Okay. But if this podcast goes across the world and eventually reaches enough people, if they're not censored, it might have something to do with our future. It might make our future a little bit better, a little bit brighter, a little bit safer. Okay. Because they have kept us separated for too long. Way too long.
Yeah. It's like I've said many times, divided we fall, united we stand.
Yeah. Anyways, that was what I wanted to talk about tonight. So if anybody wants to bring up something to talk about, that's fine with me. I'm losing my voice, the wind in my lungs, because I've been talking. Well, we're almost on an hour and a half just on this alone, and it was an hour and a half in the last podcast too. So I've been trying to hold this air in my lungs for the last, 3.5 hours, something like that. So
yeah.
I'm leaving it up to the chat, and I'm leaving it up to you, Eric. You guys take the lead. I'm going to take a breather for a second.
No worries. But yeah, it's an interesting saying there, Griff. Information is power. That's why they try to control the information. One of my favorite cartoons growing up was G.I. Joe's, and at the end of G.I. Joe's, their famous saying was, "And knowing is half of the battle." And in order to be united, we need to offer what as individuals can do, free, real freedom. Yeah. Cheeseburger, fries, and Coke. I had to do that one. I've been waiting to use that one tonight. No, I mean, that's the thing though, is people is they're too easily manipulated by that squawk box on the wall. And if that squawk box says this is how it is, then people believe it. They can't see the truths. I mean, they really can't. Chimichangas. Dude. Holy crap. Chimichanga sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
I had me a venison. Yeah. Well, I got a venison roast in the pressure cooker that I cooked and ate before I came live. So man, that was good. Oh my god, ain't nothing like good venison roast. And I got enough left over. I could probably, if I can get the right ingredients, make some wahampi. I need to make some bread too, but I ain't got all the stuff for that. But yeah, it's people just need to wake up. And the thing is we're getting ready to move into a different or higher dimensional way of life. And the sad thing is, it breaks my heart, but it's sadly it's true. Not everybody's going to rise to this higher dimension. They're just not. I mean, it sucks. I hate to see people get left behind, but they are so brainwashed that they won't rise. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean to nobody and hurt people's feelers, but I mean, the truth is truth, and that's just the damn truth. So,
you know what just dawned on me?
What's that, bro?
I don't know if anybody ever noticed, you know, when I talked about the red and the blue, what came to mind, I don't know if anybody remembers Captain Kangaroo program when back in the 60s and 70s. What was the color jacket he wore?
Red. Wasn't it?
All right. Yeah, it was red.
Oh,
it was red. And Mr. Green Jeans had green jeans and a blue shirt. I mean, think about it. You know, everything we do, it's all connected, man. You know, what's the color of a stop sign? You know,
we'll make things interesting. Oop. There's that one. I'll jack with you guys. Let's go red.
All right, hold on.
Get her done did. That is true, Griff.
Blue.
Yeah, we got the red blue. I've been, you seen them little projectors that go on a wall that you can throw up like the galaxy moving and stuff like that. I've been debating on getting one of those for my bedroom. So when I'm laying at night, can't sleep, I can just watch the galaxy like I'm under the stars or something. Red and blue. Yeah, Daryl. Do you want the red pill or the blue pill?
That's funny. We joke about it. We joke about it, but you know what? When it comes down to it, man, it is a pretty serious conversation. You know, Texas Hippie Coalition.
I love that band. Have you not heard that band? Oh my God, dude, he's a big old fat red bearded biker. And I was listening to Godsmack one day. I had it going on YouTube. All of a sudden, I heard this song come across my YouTube. I was like, that kind of sounds like Godsmack, and I really don't. So I got to looking at it. It was Texas Hippie Coalition. I was like, dude, these guys are great. Yeah, instead of the red-green show, we're the red-blue show. Oops, that's the wrong one.
And we can make anything out of duct tape.
Yeah, man. Hey, dude, 100-mile-an-hour tape, that stuff works, baby. I've done a lot of stuff with that.
Hey,
Hippie
I also want to put out there too. I want to put out there too to everybody that's listening that Tracy and I are going to be selling a lot of Bigfoot type of jewelry and that type of stuff too, and survival gear. Over the next week or so, I'm probably going to be posting it on social media. But anybody that's interested in like having something made, whether it's jewelry or whatnot, send me a DM, direct message me on Facebook, and we'll see what we can do. Mind you, everything that I make, as far as Native American jewelry, is not made with plastic or glues or anything like that. It's made as traditional as possible. So keep that in mind. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that we make and we sell, some of it is the survival stuff, like well, some of the people in the chat have received it. They know. Roxanne can tell you, and Eric can tell you. Bracelets and stuff that I sell, and and all that are like 5 different things, and just all kinds of different stuff. Which reminds me, we got to do a survival show sometime again. It's been a while.
No, we do.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while.
Yep, yep, no, that's right. I'm replying to Dead Wolf for a second. Yeah, we haven't done one in a while. Lauren, I got to pick on Lauren a little. Here we go. This is just for you, Lauren. Gotta laugh, man. No, we're good. I loved her. She's awesome. But
oh man, I wish I could get my soundboard working. I got the mic working, but I can't get that stupid soundboard to work.
I tried running mine through this damn soundboard, and they couldn't hear me. And I'd had the mic like up to my face for them to hear me. So I took my mic off the soundboard, put it to my computer, and I mean we can still hear a lot of that stuff that I got on here, but I thought it was funny to open up the show with "Are you ready?" I just love that part. You're welcome, Lauren. I wonder how Gojira would laugh. Oh my gosh. That brings a whole new meaning to vibrating the chest and piercing the ears if Gojira laughed. But now we had there's a lot of interesting things out there. I mean, look at it. One of the most famous creatures that God talks about in the Bible is the Leviathan. Where do you find a Leviathan? In the water. So, I mean, this is stuff that we got to think about. And he's concentrating. Don't hit the wrong button. That wrong button will do you wrong. Be careful, William. Oh, I can't hear you, bro. Oh, hold on. You're muted. Hold on. There you go.
It won't work.
No kidding. Huh.
Yeah, it won't. The soundboard won't work for me at all.
You guys can hear mine all right, can't you? Mine thing's playing through the speaker. Yeah, Behemoth, yep. Yeah, Monster Zero. Let's see, yeah. I mean, I can't remember, was that campfire chats last weekend where I was doing the Google Earth images? When you're making it any of the Bigfoot festivals coming up? Are you making? Oh, Griff says, "What? Know if you're going to make it to any of the Bigfoot investigations coming up?"
I hope so. That's all I can say
But
is I hope so. I don't know if it depends. See, with me, the problem is getting to some of these places is a problem because of the financial end of it. So that's another reason why we're going to be actually selling stuff. So
yeah, I'm trying to push my surgery back because I've only got almost 7 weeks of time off saved up on the books, and I'm wanting to make sure I have enough. But I'm also trying to a new technique. If I can get it at work, I won't have to have surgery. And there's a masseuse that says she can get rid of all this pain in my back and my hands and my elbow through massage. So I'm actually wanting to try. If I ain't got to go back under the knife again, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to try something. I'm going to try something here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not working. Oh man. No.
Hey, I hear cool guy. There you go. William shooting at me. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, Lauren, I really don't want to go back. Oh yeah, she could play at that game. I was an 0331 in the Marines, baby. Yeah, no, Lauren, I really do. I don't want to go back under the knife again. Oh, you are muted again, and I can't unmute you. There you go. You're unmuted. Get her. Get her.
Shut up, you prehistoric.
Get her. Get her. Get her, my velociraptor.
Well, if anybody
I don't
can,
antagonize nothing.
oh,
I hope so, Roxanne. Oh,
no.
Yeah. Bring a whole new meaning to Cowboys versus Indians. Hey, Camo Dad. Yeah, they really
Camo
do,
Dad?
Lauren.
Good to see you.
They really do. Oh man, yeah, I know that. I'm still wore out from last week, but I've got 4 days off now, so I'm like, man, I'm soaking that up. Although I've been up since the butt crack of dawn because I've had appointments and I've worked on books. I've got chapter 6 and 7 finished. I'm halfway through the editing, first editing of chapter 7 of Beast of the Ozarks, and I just started chapter 8.
To the words. That brings a whole new meaning to the word sunrise when you talked about the butt crack of dawn.
What's the old saying in the military? I try not to use it too much because a lot of people ain't in there. Man, I was up at zero dark stupid.
Yeah, zero dark stupid is right. Yeah. Yep, I remember them days. Yeah.
So
Roxanne,
Roxanne, yes, I am hinting around what it is. Huh?
They don't say that old saying about red at night sailors delight, red at morning sailors take warning, do they?
No, well, they do from time to time. I still heard it, but not a whole lot.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Skyrim if it's too bad. Text me and turn it down.
Okay. But yeah, Roxanne, I am hinting at it in chapter 7. Bad day for me to start. My wife passed 10 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry, Camo.
Sorry,
Oh,
Camo.
man. Yeah, I know that feeling about losing someone like that too well.
Well,
I know them
yeah.
appointments will wear you if, yeah. Airborne,
Yeah,
isn't that
Camo
a fact?
Dad,
What's airborne?
you gotta
Airborne.
gotta understand, Camo, that no such thing as death, brother. Just a change of worlds.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see each other again, trust me.
What ain't airborne like the choking chickens?
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You know, I used to jump and rappel out of perfectly good aircraft. Trust me, I know what he's talking about.
That and helicopters.
Yeah,
Actually, that's how I messed my back up, was fast roping out a helicopter.
yeah, combat style too, man. That's the ones that really mess you up.
Well, my CH-53 got a gust of wind that picked it up an extra 10 foot. So if you're fast roping, there ain't no braking. It ain't like rappelling out
Yeah.
of one. When you're fast roping, there's no stopping. You're going down, and then you're in full
Well,
combat
you got
mode.
no brake. You got no brake.
No.
You're not using your hand for your brake.
No. And
Fast,
I mean, I've
fast
repelled out of
rappelling
them.
is free fall.
Yeah, I mean, I've repelled out of helicopters. I've fast roped out of them. But that's what happened. There was a gust of wind picked it up an extra 10 foot, and I ran out of rope. So where do you go? Straight down. And fell on the small of my back.
Well,
It's
only the sudden stop that hurts. It's not the fall. It's not the fall that hurts.
Yeah.
It's the sudden stop.
Yeah. But that's honestly, that's how I
Yeah.
jacked my back up, was over a situation like that. Oh, let me guess, Camo Dad, you was the choking chickens, weren't you? 101st Airborne, choking chickens.
Oh man, get him, Camo. Get him.
I've done parachutes out of black. Dude, Black Hawks suck so bad. I don't know why. We
got
were
no
one of the
room.
units in the Marine that was fast. No, there ain't. We were no, you were 82nd Airborne. Oh my God, I forgot that one. Yes. Damn, that's gonna bother the shit out of me. We were one of the Marine units that was tasked to test out the Blackhawks for the Marines, and yeah, it didn't work. You can't haul near as many people. You can't haul near as many equipment, and it takes so much longer to get out of one of those than it. Oh, you're the AA guys. That's right. Yeah, 82nd Airborne, the AA guys. Yeah, they go to meetings all the time. But yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, it just yeah, it was. We stuck with our CH-53s. I mean, CH-53s are from Vietnam. They stop at leaking hydraulic fluid. You got two positions. Position 1, put your head between your legs. Position 2, kiss your butt goodbye because you're going down. Yeah,
I was always told the Marines did the missionary.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, oh man, I don't know. We might get you in trouble if I talk about it. There's actually a UCMJ about that. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
there's only one position allowed in the military. Anything outside of that, you can get UCMJ'd for.
Yeah, pretty much.
Physically fit alcoholic. Dude, one of the best PTs I ever did was I was doing PT with the Aussies, and their PT literally was you ran from bar to bar. So you run to a bar, you take a drink, and then you run to the next bar. And if you got an upchuck, you just blah, turn your head to the side, blah, and keep on going to the next bar. God,
Well,
that was the best PT I ever did.
up in New York, the beautiful state of New York, on the Seneca Res, we used to, well, it's kind of off the res actually, but it was called the Genesee River Regatta. And a bunch of us natives used to get together, and it's where you take your canoes and your kayaks and all this other stuff, and you do a river regatta, travel down the river.
Yeah.
And like every mile or so, or every 300 yards, there was a keg of beer and a beer stop, and you had to hit all these beer stops on the way down to finish the race. I don't think 90% of us ever finished the race. I think they found more of us laying on the side of the riverbank.
One of the best 15-miler humps I ever did. I had my Camelback full of beer, my canteens full of Wild Turkey 101. I did not feel that hump. And for those of you guys don't know, in the Marines, when we talk about marching, we talk about, like a 10-mile march, we call it a hump. So like we did a 25-mile McCree, which is a 25-mile hump, and we broke the Marine Corps record on that. But one of the best humps I ever did, man, is I literally had my Camelback full of Budweiser and my canteens full of Wild Turkey 101. I didn't feel that hump.
Griff, where are you
I played
from,
lax
man?
on there.
I see he said he's not far from that res.
Yeah.
I wonder where Griff is. Griff, tell me where you're from, or give me a general location. Probably Chautauqua. Are you from Chautauqua, New York, Griff? Come on. Inquiring minds want to know. Mohawk Valley.
Oh, wow. Mount Mother twice, dude. Oh, Mount Mother effer. Northwest PA. Oh, Northwest PA. Dude, I hiked the mountains in PA at the Blue Ridge Mountains in PA. Dude, that was a beautiful, beautiful hike. Interesting stuff in that mountain if you're not paying attention. But I can tell you, there's things in that mountain. But the Blue Ridge Mountains in PA, dude, that was a beautiful, beautiful hike.
Oh, 45 minutes south of Syracuse. Yeah.
A&F area. So, yeah, man. I mean, we used to have a lot of fun.
Northwest PA, if I remember correctly, would be like Erie County. If I remember correctly, it'd be Erie County.
Hold on. The chomper monster strike again. Oh. You go. Oh, here you go. Venego near Forest County.
It's pronounced Venango.
Venango.
Yep. I know that area, PA, very well. Very well. Yep.
Yep. No, I mean, I was in PA when I was 13. I had kin that lived up there. A certain situation happened. That's why we're down here, not from up north where we originally were. But yeah,
believe it or not, Northwest Pennsylvania and parts of the Seneca area of New York are some of the best Bigfoot location places to do investigations, to tell you the truth, and Dogman, as a matter of fact. I remember a report coming out of the Meadville, PA area of a dogman encounter. So, yeah, definitely. I'd love to get back up in that area again and do some investigating. But
I think
alas,
that's what was following.
Yeah.
I think that was what followed us in the Blue Ridge was Bigfoot. I really think so.
Why do I feel like I'm the blue man here?
Hey, we're the new Red Blue Show.
Oh.
Well,
anyways, it is
Shenango Valley sightings.
Yeah, Shenango Valley sighting. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Adirondacks is a good one too. Allegheny Mountains, around Kinzu Dam. I did an investigation up there years and years ago, of a Bigfoot reported sighting crossing the road there by the dam. And I always found it interesting how most of the crossings that were seen in Allegheny County, in the Allegheny Mountains, was near the water, So that in those days, when I was younger doing the investigations and stuff, I kind of made that correlation that's the main thing that they need to travel is the water. I mean, water is going to seek the least resistance, so why not follow it?
Water is essential for life.
Yep.
You said Lake Perfidy.
Yeah.
I already say it. Perfidy. Yeah. Allegheny River.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. I ain't gonna lie. I love it.
If I remember correctly, too, though, not to interrupt, but to go on further with the Allegheny and Kinzu Dam area, the Kinzu Dam was erected because of President Kennedy, and he flooded corn planters' burial grounds and native land. And to this day, there's still unrecovered native ancestor bones and stuff and other stuff in the dam area that was flooded. So yeah, they never removed it. So that could be another reason why, it goes back to that whole Bigfoot and Dogman thing being, drawn towards cemeteries and graveyards, and being seen around burial mounds and other areas, wherever something tragic happened, you will find a cryptid.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. Okay.
Yep. Well, I mean, now I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, I'd love to be able to get back up to Blue Ridge and do an investigation up there. East St. Louis at the Monk's Mounds has a dogman sighting. Yeah. Well, and that's kind of one of the things I'm worried about when we go to Wilson's Creek and do an investigation there, because we're not going to be able to pack, because that's a it's a national park. So I don't believe we're going to be able to pack. But the fact that Dogman in that area, U.S. broke an old treaty building that dam. I mean, Table Rock Lake has several towns, or a couple towns under it too. Shell Knob, the original town of Shell Knob is under Table Rock Lake. That was a very common thing they did back then.
My brother Griff, it's a sad thing to say though, but the United States government hasn't honored any treaty, not one that they've entered in with the indigenous people. They haven't entered any. They have not honored any actual signed agreement, treaty-wise or even verbal, in the last, I don't know, 500 years. I mean, since the Europeans came here, they've been signing, treaties and stuff with native people, and they haven't honored not one, man. So Everybody talks about how great of a president Kennedy was. They don't realize that he's the one that caused the Kinzu Dam to be built that flooded, chief corn planters, people's burial grounds and where they lived. So
Ain't he the reason for LBL too?
the Tennessee Valley Authority did that on their own for the LBL. That was all them, Tennessee Valley Authority. So yeah, but yeah, you'll find out that you do your history, and you'll find out that the United States government hasn't honored anything with the indigenous people, not one. We didn't get our rights to do ceremony back until the late 70s, 1970s. So, it was like 1978, we finally got the chance to do our sweat lodge again, our anipis, we actually got to do our Sundance again, but we still had to do it in secret. I remember going to Sundance, and doing Sundance with armed guards standing around the encampment, out in the middle of nowhere in case the federal law showed up. I mean, that's the kind of shit that I grew up during.
In the military, we weren't allowed to do sweat or anything in the military. They would not allow us to do that. We could not practice our Native American beliefs in the military when I was in. I'll have to check in on that packing because Wilson's Creek is a national park, and I'm pretty sure it's a no carry zone, but I'll double check it. Yeah, they won't announce that, but yeah. And that kind of upset us because some of us is wanting to put together a sweat, and our command sergeant major found out about it. He came to talk to us like, boys, you can't do that. You're in the military. Native American religion is not recognized in the military. I'm like, really? You guys use Native Americans for stuff all the time.
Yeah, we were good enough to be their scouts.
Code talkers.
Yep.
Amongst other stuff.
Well, everybody, I'm gonna cut out of here. I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you all for being here. We're gonna try and come on in the morning, but seeing as it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, I might be a little late. So we'll get into more of the water babies and the little people tomorrow morning. So that'll be our subject to start with, and God knows where we're going to end up. So everybody, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Bigfoot Dwarf, good to see you, man. I seen you in the chat. All right, guys. Anyways, if you can, please share this out. Like it. Good night, all. And I guess, Eric, you going to work tomorrow or?
Peace, love, and Blake. So far, no. So I should be here in the morning. I know my butt's getting ready to crawl in that bed. Now I'm about to close my eyes and hopefully I can actually sleep for a change.
Yeah.
But I want to try.
All right. Well,
but yes, I should be here.
We will. Yeah, we will see everybody in the morning. It's been a long day for me and Eric both. So we're going to try and get a little bit of rest tonight, and we'll see what happens in the morning. We're going to start off with little people and water babies. Okay. So we'll see you all then. All right, everybody. Love you all very much. Again, support this channel and Eric's channel as much as you can and pass this information on. We'll see you all in the morning.